This is me. Wait, no, that's not accurate. This is me. And this is a child, a 60-year-old woman. Now, I'm no Mike Tyson or Yujiro Hanma who can stop an earthquake by punching the ground with x-ray vision, but I think we can all agree with the fact that I can beat this cunning old lady pretty easily without breaking a sweat. She wields an axe in a fight. You know what, I heard this game has furries. Maybe I can beat the furry.
On the day of revelation, that is when your karmic retribution shall strike.
Okay, what about a female furry?
But...
Oh, I'm about to beat my meat instead, bro!
I'm not a furry!
After careful evaluation, I realized that almost, if not every single character in Zenless Zone Zero can beat me in a one-on-one deathmatch. Except Polka, bro, I'd let her beat me all day.
A fight, right? I'm not a furry!
I decided to put a twist on this video and make it a little more entertaining by adding a few rules in this matchup. Number one, I can ambush them. That means if they're walking on an alleyway, bought some groceries, I can sneak up on them, hit them at the back of the head, and sell them in the black market for their special parts. Number two, I get to use weapons of my choosing. It's pretty fair considering that every single Zenless Zone Zero character has a weapon, if not minions with them. I'm talking to you, Lucy, and Rena, who has two robots with her, which is so freaking fair because that'd be a 3-on-1 fight. What do you think I am, Gojo? Speaking of Gojo, rule number 3. If my ambush fails, my weapon fails, I get to have one final trick up my sleeve. I'm gonna be summoning the Divine General Mahoraga. Yes, in this fight, I have Mahoraga on my side. So there is no outcome where I lose in this battle. So basically, this video is not about whether or not I can beat the character, it's how long I would take to summon the Divine General Mahoraga. And if you haven't been watching JJK, Mahoraga is basically an omnipotent being that can destroy anyone if you don't destroy him in one shot, and I doubt a single character here can destroy Mahoraga in one shot. Except Polka, bro. She's gonna hit him with my cum shot.
Hey, yo! I'm not a furry!
Starting off our list with Anby. Anby Demara belongs in the cunning hares faction. Anby is, in my opinion, one of the most, if not the strongest among all cunning hares in this list. The thing about Anby is there's a lot of rumors going on that she looks like Soldier 11. And the thing about Soldier 11 is she is from the military. And if you look at Anby's getup, you can see that Anby looks like she is from the military. And not to mention her gears, her movement, her instincts. This lady is pretty much a military woman who likes burgers. So there is very little opening for you to ambush someone like Anby. She's the most vigilant in the group. So if you try to even sneak up on her, she's going to hear you 5 steps before you even reach her. So in other words, if you try to ambush her, you are gonna get tased in the balls. Yes, she has a taser in her sword. So, trying to get close to her, you're gonna get freaking clapped instantaneously. Going on to rule number 2, getting to use a weapon of my choosing. I never really told you guys what this weapon that I chose, and it is a weapon that, of course, it's not gonna be a one-hit cannon like a freaking tank or a ray gun, but it's a weapon that I've always chosen to be my old trusty pal. A metal pipe. See guys, I haven't told you about this before, but I have a magical ability to wield and control pipes. This is my favorite weapon in all of fiction and reality. Guys, you can never go wrong with the metal pipe. It helps with your pipe. The metal pipe is the greatest weapon to ever exist in mankind. So I'm gonna be using a metal pipe to use in this pipe. And yes, this sound is gonna be playing every time you hear the word metal pipe. Now in a situation where I get to ambush Anby, she looks at me and oh boy, I'm stuck. She's likely going to be parrying my metal pipe. And I told you earlier how she has a power of electric, meaning that if she were to hit my metal pipe and parry this metal pipe, it's going to be the best conductor of electricity and I'm gonna get electrocuted. In other words, I'm gonna get cooked. So you can't ambush Anby, and you can't try to fight Anby with a metal pipe because it's going to be... because she has... What the fuck these... Steal. Well, I guess I have a chance. In a game where one of the most important aspects of combat is parrying, the moment I ambush her, she's gonna react to that, and the moment I hit her with a pipe, she's going to parry that with her electrical sword, and the electricity will flow into the steel pipe and onto my hands. Therefore, I'm gonna get electrocuted and tased in the balls. In other words, guys, I can't ambush her, I can't fight her, even with my weapon. I can't even factor in the fact that I might run out of gas, because the moment her weapon hits my weapon, I'm already out of gas because I'd be freaking electrocuted. And I can't even choose the near death option because the moment she hits me with that taser, I can't move. I'm gonna pass out, meaning that in a fight against Anby, I'm summoning Mahoraga immediately, bro.
Yo, yo, yo! Zenless Zone Zero is going online! Tons of freebies are up for...
Billy is a little bit more plausible because he doesn't have electric, but he has a freaking gun. So good luck trying to fight Billy until he shoots your kneecaps. There's no situation where I can fight him for long periods of time. Can I ambush Billy? The thing about Billy is that Billy might be a little silly and goofy, but he is no idiot. Especially after finding out in the 1.2 main quest in the Tour de Inferno, Billy used to be part of the Sons of Caledon, aka the strongest biker gang in the Outer Ring. Currently, Caesar is the overlord, which pretty much means she's the leader. She's basically the president, and a president that can actually throw hands and the strongest of all the Outer Ring. Caesar is stronger than Lighter. And speaking of Lighter, Lighter is a champion of the underground arena and the champion of the Sons of Caledon. Basically, if there's a dispute among two gang members, they will settle it in a duel, and the champions are the ones that settle that duel. Lighter is that champion along with Billy. And Lighter is currently the strongest underground arena fighter. He teams up with Billy. We can get a little hint that Billy is just as, if not stronger than Lighter after getting body modifications. So this guy, in other words, is going to cook me, and he has a gun. There's no possible scenario where I can ambush Billy, because even if I ambush him, he's going to fight back. Running out of gas, he's gonna shoot me in the kneecaps. Now the question of whether or not I'd fight him in a near-death experience means I'm willing to take shots at the kneecap, but if I told him, hey Billy, let's fight, drop your weapon, throw hands, I'm gonna get instantly clapped. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling Mahoraga on Billy.
Then what are we waiting for?
Next on the list is Nicole.
Okay.
Nicole is the leader of the Cunning Hares. The thing about Nicole is that she is the brains of the group. She's the one that has a lot of connections. She's the one that gets a lot of deals done. She's basically the one that gets them paid. Except she's doing a terrible job at it considering that they are in debt. Nicole is also a scammer. Yes, she is a scammer. She scammed our boy and our bro, Anton.
I paid 50 dennies to get my fortune told. And she said if I kept going in this direction, I'd find my destined friend.
That same pink-haired girl told me I'd find some money if I walked in this direction.
That pink-haired fortune teller has got to be
Nicole.
So she scams people, she does crypto scams, investment scams, and yet she still can't fucking pay the debt. Enough about talking about Nicole's character and background. Can we ambush Nicole? Nicole is very cunning and she is quite intelligent when it comes to tricking people. Again, she's a scammer. The one thing about Nicole is sometimes you can catch her off guard. One of the ways where we can actually beat Nicole is by setting up an ambush where, let's say, hey, there's gonna be a easy money investment. Or she tries to scam another customer. While she's scamming that customer, she usually goes alone. And on that opportunity, we can go ahead and use our trusty old metal pipe and hit her at the back of the head. Therefore, we'd win. Now let's say that we miss. I'm not an idiot. I can hit someone at the back of the head with a pipe without screaming, "Surprise attack!" Suppose that our ambush fails and on the universe that I am an idiot, I trip on a stone on a pebble and I miss the pipe. Can we fight her head on? No, because her briefcase has a gun. Next on the list is Nekomata. Unlike Nicole, Nekomata is a tyrant. That means that she is a hybrid of an animal and a human. The thing about Nekomata is she is a hybrid of a human and a cat. And if you know anything about cats, they have insane reflexes. In other words, there is no way you can sneak up on her before she notices you and scratches your freaking face. And in terms of fighting her, she is very fast and she is very annoying to fight because she has the reflexes of a cat. In other words, my pipe ain't gonna do anything on her. So the only way to fight her is to use a long-range weapon or a gun. I just realized how they all just clap me. So I like to introduce one more weapon. The 12 gauge shotgun. If I use a 12 gauge shotgun, can I beat Nekomata? Now if I use a shotgun at the back of her head, I doubt that her reaction time is as fast as my bullet. So if I use a 12 gauge shotgun, I would win. Colada. I can never hurt Colada, bro. We are now in the Bellabog Industries and we have Grace Howard. Grace Howard is the sister of Colada and she's also the mechanic, or if not, the head of whatever the fuck bullshit machine goes brrr department in Bellabog Heavy Industries. The thing about Grace Howard is she's weirdly obsessed with robots or anything mechanic related. So that means she has an erection for cars, she has an erection for bamboos, she has an erection for Billy. But the one thing that I can use to fight Grace Howard is using her obsession with machines as bait. So that means in a situation where I can bait her into a trap, where she looks at a bamboo, she's like, "Oh my god, look at this bamboo! Oh my god, look at the curves!" I'm going to hit her at the back of her head with a giant pipe. So I'd say I'd win. Soldier 11, no. I already told you why. Okay, but what if I use a 12 gauge shotgun? She deflects bullets. Next on the list is Anton, the big bro. Anton is one of the construction workers in the Bellabog Heavy Industries. I don't know what department he's in. He is a pretty tough individual, and just like Anby, he uses electric, meaning that if you don't get pierced to your heart with this giant drill weapon, you can get electrocuted. So it's a very tough fight to have. And this man is a construction worker. This man is hardened by manual labor. You cannot throw hands with this man. You cannot outgas this man. And in a near-death experience, like I told you, he has an electric weapon. I'm going to be electrocuted, and being electrocuted means you can't move, you can't summon Mahoraga. But can you use a 12 gauge shotgun against Anton? Yes. Ben Bigger. Ben Bigger is from the same Bellabog Heavy Industries, and this man is the head of finances. Yes, a big guy gangster looking like him is the head of finances. In other words, he's good at math. How will math prevent me from hitting the back of his head with a metal pipe? Well, this guy is a bear. I think he's like 9 feet tall, and I don't know if you heard this, but I don't think a metal pipe can do anything against a grizzly bear, let alone a big bear that walks on 2 legs with a giant pillar that shoots missiles as a weapon. This man is a menace, so I can't ambush him because, well, you know, guy's a freaking bear. I can't outgas him because he'll just kill me, and in a near-death situation, bro, he uses a freaking concrete pillar. Even if, let's say, I get to have a chance to fight him, I don't want to be crushed by his pillar. So, can I use the shotgun? Oh. Sokaku, aka an Oni. Good thing about Virtual Revenge is we get to see a little bit of Sokaku's ferocity. Not much. And she's also a child. The one thing about Sokaku is you can bait her, but don't let your guard down because she is part of Section 6. Section 6 is one of the many defenders of New Eridu. Her being part of that is an indication that she is also highly skilled or trained, or she could just be mommying up to Yanagi. You know, Yanagi might have just taken her. But don't let that fool you, because she's still a soldier. Can we sneak up on an Oni like Sokaku if we bait her with insert whatever food that she's addicted in? I think we can. You know, the funny thing about Sokaku is if our ambush fails and her attacks fail, she's gonna summon her own version of Mahoraga, which is Mami Yanagi, and we'll talk about that more in a second. Korin. Korin is a scary, strong maid from the Victoria Housekeeping faction. Victoria Housekeeping faction is similar to cunning hares. They take a lot of commissions to go into the hollow, do some sort of errands, except they are better. Better in a way that they're organized, they're more expensive, and they're also stronger. Yes, I'm talking to you, Lycon, but let's talk about Korin for a second. Korin is scary because she wields a chainsaw. No way I'm fighting a little girl with a chainsaw who is very efficient at it as well. So I'm gonna be cut in half even if I try to fight her. So no fighting her to near the death. And that's even considering the fact that I'm willing to fight a little girl. I can't fight. Wait, bruh, I like how I say that now. And I'm considering to hit a little Oni girl with a metal pipe at the back of her head. Can I use a 12 gauge? Von Lycon. Von Lycon is the leader of Victoria Housekeeping. He is the most gentleman of every single character you've ever seen so far. Now, the one unique thing about Von Lycon is his past or his history. Von Lycon is a former mafia gang. In his story quest, he is involved with the insert the freaking name because I can't freaking remember it. He's part of that mafia and he left that life for a new leaf. In other words, he betrayed his former partner, which seems to be a very menacing figure as well. The thing about Lycon is that he has metal shins. In other words, this is every boxer's nightmare. If you try to box this man, you're gonna get kicked in the leg with metal shins and you just die. Luckily, I'm not a boxer and I'm just a small guy with a pipe. The thing about Lycon is he's such a gentleman that he will actually fight you with honor. We can't ambush this man because of his high reflexes, and we can't really outgas him because he literally has a metal leg. This guy does leg day for breakfast. So in this list, Von Lycon is actually one of the very few individuals I'd like to fight until death. Rina, no. Rina is going to electrocute my balls. Rina is another member of Victoria Housekeeping. The one thing notable about Rina is that she can float, she can fly, and she has two bamboos that berate you and trash talk you. And in other words, this fight is gonna end up in a 3v1 situation and I'm no Gojo, so can I beat her with a 12 gauge shotgun? Yes. Next on the list is Lucy from the Sons of Caledon. Lucy is the brains of the Sons of Caledon groups. We get to see this from the Tour de Inferno when every time there's a deal going on, there's like an analysis that is required. She's always up for the task and she's always the one doing the thinking. So she is the brains, but does she have the brawn to survive a metal pipe? She uses a metal bat and she has 3 little boars that she flings and hits with a bat. In other words, she is a smaller version of a Gargantuar who has the power of fire. But can we assassinate her? The one thing that makes her hard to ambush is that she has a helmet. And we get to see the efficiency of this helmet when Morse shot at her and it just removed her helmet. So that's a pretty tough helmet if you ask me. And if her helmet just happened to be bulletproof, I doubt her metal pipe is gonna do something. Except if we target the back of her head, we can target the back of her neck, Lucy is a very vigilant person and it's really hard to try to ambush her because she's, again, the brains of the group. And I doubt she's the person you want to fight on an endurance level because like I said, she has 3 freaking boars. She's a 4v1 in this battle. You don't want to fight her until your breath lasts because she also wields the power of fire. She's going to burn you before you even get on with it. And no, she's also not the same person I'd want to fight until the death, and I can't beat her. Can she survive a 12 gauge shotgun? No. Piper, the little girl in our old woman. Can we fight her? Piper is the driver of the Sons of Caledon. She is the one that drives. She wields an axe in a lot of her battles. Pretty strong to wield an axe at like 60 years old. One thing about her character, she is obsessed with her truck to the point that she can get trapped by threatening to scratch her truck. Yes, she got captured because the bandits threatened to scratch her truck. All I need to do is threaten to scratch her truck and I'd win the fight. But this is a death battle. Well, I'd imprison her and shoot her with a 12 gauge shotgun. That's easy. That's how it is, bro. You get to fight her. I told you, no sweat. Here comes everyone's waifu that a lot of people might not be into anymore because yeah, look at these characters, bro. All of them are better than Ellen, and I mean it. Ellen Jo is one of the members from the Victoria Housekeeping faction, and she is one of the muscles of the group. Her expertise relies on being able to deal swift damage with her fast movements, and the fact that she is also a hybrid of a shark. And the one thing you know about sharks, they have strong muscles, and she has a giant shark tail that she can pretty much use to slap you, and you can't touch her tail. The one weakness that Ellen Jo has, despite her incredible strength, that not even her metal pipe can beat her, is she can fall asleep very easily. This happens because she consumes heavy amounts of stamina and heavy amounts of energy when she's fighting or when she's awake, that she has to eat a lot of sugar just to maintain her lifestyle of fighting goons. I'm not talking about you gooners. In a hypothetical situation, I'd wait for her to run out of gas. Officer Zhu Yuan, our first character from New Eridu's Public Security. Zhu Yuan is a cop. That's all you need to know. She's a cop with a big personality and a big ass. She's my favorite DPS in the game, but my favorite DPS in the game doesn't really count as can I beat her. She uses a gun and a grenade launcher as a weapon, and not to mention she also has a lot of skills and training when it comes to combat situations. Not to mention she is also vigilant. We can't ambush Zhu Yuan. We can't outpace her. We can't fight her to the death because she's going to shoot you with a grenade launcher or detain you before you even get the chance to. And as for can we use a shotgun on her, she has a grenade launcher. So she'll probably draw faster than our ass. We're calling Mahoraga. Chingy. Kani! Chingy is another member of the Public Security faction, and she is an automation. She is a robot. She is basically a Bangbu Requiem. She is a Bangbu Ultimate. She is the pinnacle life form of what a Bangbu would be like. Again, she's a robot. This makes it very difficult for us to ambush her even with a metal pipe when she's made of metal and she uses a metal stick. She's gonna parry our asses. As for the near-death experience, she wields the power of electric, therefore paralyzing us again, which is the biggest weakness that we can ever have. We can't summon Mahoraga if we're paralyzed, and we can't beat her. Can we use a 12 gauge shotgun on her? She deflects bullets. But the one thing about Chingy is she has a very unique weakness, and that weakness comes into the form of running out of batteries. In one of the interactions or one of the hangout events that you can have with her, we can see her having the trouble of running out of batteries and not being able to find a charging port. With that in mind, there is a chance for us to beat Xingyi by just waiting for her to run out of batteries. And we can do that by getting her isolated and getting her trapped in, like, I don't know, freaking forest. But her being too vigilant doesn't allow herself to be in that situation. It takes a lot of planning to get her back into a corner like that. So it's possible to beat her in an endurance test, but in a very, very elaborate and intricate plan nonetheless. Next on the list is Jane Doe. Oh my god, the Gunners are celebrating! Jane Doe is also part of public security. She is an undercover cop. In her story 1.1, she disguises as an underground gang and she gets their trust and she turns on them. The thing about Jane Doe is that she is a mysterious woman. We don't know a lot about her backstory, about her past, but the one thing that we know is the present. Present is she is an undercover cop and she has superb fighting skills, and not to mention she has a tail that has a blade at the end of it. Can we ambush Jane Doe? We can't. She is a Thyran. She can sense us coming from a mile away and she can dodge our attacks pretty well. Can we beat her in endurance? She doesn't really show any signs of weaknesses when it comes to endurance, so in that department, we are cooked. I don't want to fight her in a near-death situation considering that she's weird, bro. Look at what she does to this poor lady in an interrogation room, bro. She harasses the lady, bro. I mean, like, I know, I mean, like, situation, you know, she's gonna tease us, she's gonna, bro. I don't want my balls constantly threatened by her. I want them in safe hands. I know some of y'all weird fucks want that, but not me. So the question is, can we use a 12 gauge shotgun on her? Yes and no. See, the one thing about Jane Doe is that she is incredibly fast with incredible fast reflexes. Her Wrath Thyran characteristics makes her incredibly agile when it comes to combat. So we can shoot her with a 12 gauge shotgun as much as we want, but she will close the distance before we even get to reload. However, should we set up an elaborate trap and shoot her at the back of the head with a shotgun, it's gonna work. Seth is another member from the public security. He is in Zhu Yuan's team. The thing about Seth is he's a goody two-shoes who likes to follow what's right. He's like, the law, friendship, you can change. In other words, talk no jutsu. The one thing that makes Seth so gullible is that he believes too much in peoples. Though it did work in the story quest, it won't work on me. He cannot talk no jutsu my way out of this, but we can make a situation where I say, hey Seth, I believe in you. I want to change my life for the better. I'm gonna start paying my taxes from now on. And that is how we get him shot by the 12 gauge shotgun. Can we use a metal pipe on him? Again, he's a Thyran. He's a dog Thyran, enhancing his senses so we can't sneak up on him. We can't outpace him in endurance because, like I said, he's a cop. 12 gauge shotgun wins against Seth. Caesar King. We now get onto the strong set of characters. These characters are very strong to the fact that it's insanely difficult to find a strategy to get them beat. Caesar King is leader of Sons of Caledon and is stronger than Lighter, who is strongest champion underground, and she has a sword and a shield. We can't sneak up on Caesar King because even if we do, she is incredibly freaking strong that she'll just bite the freaking pipe. We can't outpace her in stamina because she is a fighter. In terms of shotgun, she has a shield, she will deflect the bullets. Can we do an assassination setup with a shotgun? No. However, Caesar King is a very honorable person. She is a fighter whom I consider to be worthy of beating my ass before I summon Mahorag. I love Caesar King. Caesar King is my number 4 favorite character in the series. She is a certified wife. I love her. I listen to Pink King a lot, bro. She's very adorable. Because of that, I'm willing to almost die by her hands. I know I'm gonna get beat, but I also know that I'll be in safe hands. Burn this bay! Barney's Bay is wife. But To give a little bit of introduction, Bernice is one of the members of Sons of Caledon. She is a pyromaniac who uses a flamethrower as a weapon. Do you want to die in a fire? The one thing about Bernice is she has a weakness, and her weakness is being called gooner bait by the entirety of Twitter. In terms of physical hand-to-hand combat, I'd immediately put her in immediately summon Mahoraga, but I'd like to answer the question, can she survive a 12-gauge shotgun? Here's the thing, I will never do that to my Bernice bait. I will never shoot her with a 12-gauge shotgun. I'll just ambush her by getting her drunk. Yanagi from Section 6. After getting a glimpse of Virtual Revenge, we get to see Yanagi's character and how capable she is as a fighter. Yes, Miyabi is the chief of the squad, but Yanagi is the brains. And the thing that makes Yanagi so dangerous is that she is highly intelligent. She was able to break out of the Matrix. I repeat, she broke out of the Matrix. This woman is Neo, except she has more than karate in her arsenal. She is extremely skilled in combat. She can memorize you and predict your movements if you try to fight her. You can't ambush her because she is very vigilant. In the Story Quest Virtual Revenge, the reason why she survives or makes it out of Virtual Revenge is because Miyabi, Asaba, and Sokaku were handed badges or gifts by fans. She was the only person who did not accept the gift. She was that cautious. Trying to ambush her is going to be very difficult considering her expertise, intelligence, and her reflexes from combat training. You cannot outpace her because once again, she's not the type of person you want to fight because she wields Electro. Yes, we're gonna get our balls tased again. Can she survive a shotgun though? Probably not. She can deflect bullets. Lighter. We've talked about Lighter too many times now. This guy is the champion of the Sons of Caledon. Not as strong as Caesar King, but strong nonetheless. We haven't gotten much of his story because his story quest is yet to release, but from what we've seen so far, Lighter is someone not to be messed with. This guy is a unit. This guy is a fighter. Look at him. This man is not messing around. Unfortunately, he's not bulletproof. Is he honorable enough for us to fight? Okay, yes. Asaba, the archer of Section 6. This man is the first guy to be turned into a bamboo in the Matrix. And we don't really know a lot about Asaba. We don't know a lot about his character. We don't even know if he's built different. But this guy is one of Section 6 and that's not something to be underestimated. And the fact that he wields a bow and arrow means that he is a ranged fighter. Where am I going with this? If you try to use a 12-gauge shotgun, he might be able to draw faster than you with his bow and arrow. Yes, you heard me. He might draw faster than your shotgun, making Asaba a threat to be reckoned with. Last but not the least, Miyabi. Yeah, no, I'm calling Mahoraga straight up. This is our tier list of how long until I summon Mahoraga in a fight against Zenless Zone Zero characters. If you like this video, you like this idea, you want more of this, you want to see me beat people with a metal pipe. If you like this kind of videos, like the video and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, this is Lucis and I will see you next episode.